So Zhiyun sent me their LUTS B200 Cob light to test out. So I wanted to check it out with you guys today because it's always nice to have a little bit of good lighting in your videos. In full disclosure, Zhiyun is not sponsoring this video. There's no monetary exchange. They simply were kind enough to send me their light to test out, to see what I thought about it, to give you an experience with it and see what I like, what I don't like about it. They have no input whatsoever into this video. So sit back and relax and enjoy this video. See, I've done a video before with my Amaran lights that I compared the 100X to the 200X to see which one would be the best option for people. And actually did pretty well on my social media and on YouTube and everything. So I'm actually curious to see how well these lights will be. And it's one of the reasons why I was, talking with Zhiyun about doing these lights. So I was curious just to see what options I could give to my audience, since a lot of people were having interest into those other lights. And I think there's always good to have diversity on what could be available to people to access. See, actually most of the time I use my Amaran light right here, how I'm having it to be like my key light. Have a little bit of a background. Sometimes I'll turn on some lights over there, and I want to show you how I will use this new Zhiyun light to see how it could, perform with the same aspects as my current light setup does, to see if it's very beneficial, how easy it is to use and set up and everything, as well as the size comparison a little bit for that, just to see how portable it could be if you need to bring something with you, if you have, planned shoots that you need to bring lights with you. See, I normally have my setup like this when it comes down to a little bit of my talking head videos whenever I'm at home, using my key light from over here, having a little bit of lights over there. And I'm curious to see how this light is going to be setting up, because already is a lot smaller than my Amaran lights and it's supposed to be the same wattage. This is a 200 wattage light and it's bi-color, so you're gonna have that temperature range where you can go, I believe, from 2700 all the way to 6500, which is kind of nice to have so that you're able to have warm colors or cooler colors depending on what you're trying to go for. The nice thing about it is you have a dimming button, which is kind of normal and standard to have with these kind of lights, which obviously if it wouldn't have it, it would not be nice. But you have a little bit of a dimming kind of button right there. And this is a CCT button that you can just kind of rotate to get, warmer to cooler lighting. So far it looks really well built. I mean, it's obviously a little bit more plasticky, but it also has a lot of cooler kind of fans around it. So I'm hoping the fans won't be loud or won't be, I don't know, obnoxious in that aspect, because sometimes when there's fans like that, you can hear them a lot more, but maybe with the dispersion of heat that way, it could be a good setup to have. My Amaran light as well is made out of kind of the plastic range because it's more the, I guess, affordable line of them. So that's one of the reasons why I went with it, because for me, lighting is very important, but also the pricing of a lot of lights are very expensive. So the Amaran 200X and the 100X were really priced at a good pricing at the time. I had them on sale and I got them. So one of the reasons why I went for them. So right now with this light, this is the B200 and it's the LUTS B200, B series kind of type of light that they have by Zhiyun. If you want to get this one, it is going to be $359. And we're gonna see how well it's gonna pair up to see the outcome of the specs to the price point, to see if it's something that is very recommended or if there's something that of an alternative. But I'm excited to see what I can, use this for my talking head video style, as well to see what else I can find around me to know if it's something that could be used around the house or something like that for my videos and stuff like that. Obviously with this type of light, I'm not able to really bring it out to, the outdoors. I've done that before with something else with like my power bank that I have, but I don't want to have to lug things around with me. So for that being said, it's just going to be more like an indoor light for me, at least personally. So that's what I'm going to be testing out. So this is how it usually looks from my key light. I'm going to go ahead and swap the Zhiyun light from my Amaran just to see how much better it looks. So this is a comparison of the size of it. This is the Amaran 200X, the Zhiyun. That's what it looks like from, the sides and the size of each other. This one has the buttons on the back. This one has it on the sides, has a little screen up there. So kind of gonna have to pick and choose what you want out of them. But obviously if you want something with less, size, this would probably be it for now. But we're about to put it onto my little softbox and see how well it'll look. There we go. There we go. And let there be light. right, so right now we are filming with the, Zhiyun light, just to have it as my key light right now, just to kind of see how it would work as if I was doing my usual talking head videos. My main thing of when I test out gear is how I can incorporate it to my everyday usage to see how well it can work for the price point to what I'm going to be getting out of it, for the usage and the specs and everything. This light being $359 is not far off from the pricing of the Amaran 200X that I got. Mine was about, I think, $349, which that is pretty good price point for a more entry-level types of, lights that you're not breaking the budget that you could with a more pro type of, lights with higher wattage and more maybe different settings that you could have. With the Zhiyun light, you're able to use, I believe, an app so you can control it as well. So I'm gonna try to test it out here shortly to see how it'll work, to see how it pairs up and everything, just to know that if it's something of value when it comes down to my lighting, because maybe if I wanna be fast and efficient, I can just go ahead with my phone, turn on my lights around, go ahead and set up the camera and go ahead and shoot, because for me, having gear that makes me fast and efficient with great quality is something that I'm always striving for, because I don't have time to waste. Not saying that I'm the most busiest person ever, but I do want to have as fast and efficient, type of gear that I can use, as well as having, the quality of it. So that's the ultimate kind of choice of why I like to see what gear is doing that for me, that in hopes it'll help out other people. But so far, it's looking pretty great with the light. I do notice that I do hear the fan already on this light with the Zhiyun, which, to be honest, I have never really heard mine from my Amaran 200X. So for me, is it really that noticeable that it's very gonna be picked up with the microphone? You probably won't hear it unless I just told you, obviously. So it's nothing too crazy, but I will show you the sound of it in a bit as well, to show you how it sounds just holding the microphone near it, so you can get an idea of the sound of the fan. It's a faint kind of fan sound, like if you just would turn on maybe a purifier kind of fan style. So there's nothing too crazily, obnoxiously loud. But if I can hear it, you never know, microphones could probably pick it up on set or anything like that. This is the light itself, how it looks. I'm gonna put the microphone near here so you can see what it sounds like. As you can tell, it's a very faint type of sound of a fan, but it still has a little bit of a noise. So it's something that I'm not personally a fan of. I don't really like having a sound coming out from anything else when I'm recording. Like, for example, sometimes with other previous lenses that I've tested out, you can hear the motors of the lens, when they're focusing, and the microphone can pick it up if you're using a shotgun mic. So something like that I never like. So with that being said, it's not the end of the world, but it's not something that I'm really excited for. But it's not overly obnoxious where it's too loud. It's just more of a faint kind of fan, as you heard. So I did get the little app that you can get for this light. So for example, I can now control it from my phone and lower it as much as I want. Or if I want to bring it up, I can completely turn it off with a snap and then bring it back. But that's how you guys can see it. It's actually pretty cool because it gives you a little bit of type of kind of presets, if you will. So if you want to have there's direct sunlight, you can change the lighting. If you want to have daytime, tungsten lamp, modeling light, something else, whatever. For me, I just keep it at what I usually try to, have it at for myself. I might lower it just a little bit. But that's pretty cool to be able to use it, since you can make a preset out of it. You can just leave it on and then turn it off within this. So if you want to have it at all times on, you can go ahead and then use the app just to turn on everything if you want to set something up for maybe quick videos, which is something very cool to me because you want to have that access to be able to create content as fast and efficient as you would like to. Which the Amaran 200X also has an app. So a lot of these lights tend to have it now with the Bluetooth. So it's kind of, they're comparable with each other, so you'll be fine with whichever one you want to go with in that aspect. For me, it's more about the price point and how well it works with what I want. But that's a little bit something to know, that both of them do have an app to use, so that way you can get an idea. So I want to kind of just give you my little bit of final thoughts when it comes down to just this quick little test on this light. For $359, what you're going to be finding in that price range for lights is going to be a little bit comparable to each other. My Amaran 200X works perfectly fine compared to this Zhiyun B200. They're both at the same wattage and everything, so it's not I don't see anything that would be that's so much different than the other besides the size. For me, if you're wanting something smaller because maybe you're limited in space, probably the Zhiyun B200 might be the better bang for your buck. You might have to deal with a little bit of the fan noise, which I don't think is a deal breaker per se. I mean, especially because of the price point or what you're getting on a lot of these lights. It just makes sense. The MRN200X has a little bit of the fan as well, but it's not, at least personally, I haven't heard it really like right away how this one started right away. So that's something to consider whenever you're looking into lights themselves, is what are you planning to record? For me, most of the time, the microphone is far away from the fan noise anyway, that it doesn't really matter if it has a little bit of a fan noise. And with a lot of the post-production, I can get rid of that little bit of kind of fan noise anyway. So it's not really affecting me personally. But for the price point of $359, when it comes down to the Zhiyun type of light, it's a really nice light setup because it compares well to the MRN200X. They both have the apps and everything. Longevity wise, I don't know how this is going to hold up since I'm just using it right now. I've owned my MRN200X for a couple of years now and it hasn't failed me, so knock on wood on that one. But overall, I think you're going to be fine with this light if you're needing something small, compact, and efficient that can be fast to use as well because of the app usage and having your presets saved for whatever you need to do. If you have other, Zhiyun lights that you want to pair with, I think you're going to be perfectly fine with that because it'll be really great having the bicolor spectrum into it because you can have the warms to the cool and it'll help you out to kind of have the different types of settings that you need. You won't have like the LED type of lights where you can kind of, the RGB and everything like that type of lights that you can change colors that way with this one. But at least having a bicolor light with this price point is always nice to have if you want to step up your light, game up a little bit for your keyframes or anything like that you want to have, or any type of lighting that you need to do for more cinematic type of videos or portraits or anything like that. But that's pretty much it what I wanted to test out with this one today. There's nothing too crazy of it just yet that I want to, go for too much. I'm going to be testing it out more as I go with, the months and everything to test out what I like about it, more of kind of on my own in that aspect. I just wanted to make a video to kind of touch base on this one since I know it's their new light that just came out and I was curious to see what people would be interested in about this light. So if you have any questions about it or anything that's maybe debating about why you're wanting to get it or not, make sure to check out, the comment section below and leave me a comment right there so I can, try to test out things for you guys and give you an update on my end that could help you out in your decision. And if you'd like to support the channel, the affiliate links will be in the description down below at no extra cost to you. Just helps out the channel to keep, investing in ourselves and keep growing, which I appreciate everybody that watches these videos and is always interacting and having some fun discussions, because to be honest, that's probably my favorite thing about making these videos is getting to talk to you guys about, I guess, the nerdy stuff about gear. It's always fun to me, so I appreciate everybody that subs by. But with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, share this video with a friend. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.